Aloha, I'm Kiana Cayabyab and you're watching Star News Live. Here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. The Hawaii State Teachers Association said today that it is not supporting the renewal of public school superintendent Christina Kishimoto's contract when it expires this summer. The teachers union made the announcement today ahead of Thursday's State Board of Education meeting, where the future of Kishimoto's employment will be on the agenda. The HSTA and Kishimoto have often been at odds, especially in the last year over her handling of the pandemic. The union has opposed some of Kishimoto's efforts to get students back into classrooms sooner. HSTA officials cited safety concerns for teachers, school employees, and students in their opposition to those efforts. Hawaii counted 35 new coronavirus infections today, bringing the state's total infection count since the start of the pandemic to 27,623. For the third straight day, Hawaii health officials reported no new coronavirus-related deaths, leaving the state's death toll at 439. Today's new infection cases include 18 on Oahu, 13 on Maui, 3 on the Big Island, and 2 Hawaii residents diagnosed outside of the state. The number of active COVID infections in Hawaii rose by 17 today to a total of 647. The State Department of Health says that more than 362,000 vaccine doses have been administered in Hawaii so far. About 15% of Hawaii's population and 62% of residents 75 years of age and older have received at least one dose of the coronavirus vaccine. Maui fire rescue crews resumed their search today for a second missing hiker after finding the body of the other hiker Sunday. The 2 male visitors in their 20s went hiking on Waikiki Trail in East Maui on Saturday afternoon when the island was under a flash flood watch. When the men didn't return several hours later, police were called and the search began. On Sunday morning, fire rescue crews located the body of one of the hikers in the ocean, about 50 yards offshore where the stream flows into the ocean. He was identified as 27-year-old Angelo Ruiz of New Mexico. Fire rescue crews continued searching for the second hiker until dusk Sunday and Monday, then resumed the search this morning. The Hilton Hawaiian Village will restart its Waikiki Starlight Luau on the beachfront Great Lawn this week. The luau will be held weekly on Fridays and represents a big step back to normalcy for the resort, which reopened on December 15th after being closed for months due to the pandemic. The luau will now be held outdoors, which will allow for room for social distancing. The resort's management said the Waikiki Starlight Luau will prioritize safety. Group hula lessons and dining will be socially distanced, and guests must wear face masks except when eating or drinking at their designated seats. Ticket prices range from $150 to $175 for adults and from $95 to $120 for children. Finally today, pick up a copy of Wednesday's Star-Advertiser and check out the Crave food section. This week's cover story looks at kimchi, the ultimate Korean comfort food and a cultural touchstone with a rich history dating back to the 3rd century. Food editor Betty Shimabukuro gives readers an inside peek into the Side Street Inn on Hopaka Street near Ala Moana Center. The restaurant closed in 2019 for renovations and recently reopened with a new modern look. And restaurant reviewer Nadine Cam gives her take on the 2 new craft pizzerias in downtown Honolulu. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.